welcome to another episode of the Jarring Science Club. I'm your host, Brenda. Today we're going to be learning about different properties of matter. Matter can have different properties or characteristics, or just things that make them different from one another and better for one purpose or another purpose. What we're going to be exploring today is the absorbency of different pieces of matter. Here's what you'll need: a jar of water, wax paper, a sponge, and a paper towel, and some scissors. Let's get started. So here is my colored water, and the reason I colored it is just so it shows up better on camera. And here is the jar with the measurements along the side. And the first one we're going to test is the wax paper. So I'm just going to dip it in the water here and give it a few seconds to absorb. And then I'm going to take it out of the water, bring it over to the jar, and squeeze it out. And it looks like we got about 3 drops of water out from our wax paper. So that's not very much. Wax paper is not very absorbent. Next, let's try the paper towel. And for the paper towel, you can see that it actually has a measurable amount of liquid in the bottom. It just about covered the bottom of the jar. So the paper towel is more absorbent than the wax paper. You'll want to make sure that you empty out your jar if you're using the same jar to measure both, so that you get an accurate reading for each type of material. And finally, we're going to test our sponge. It feels heavy. That captured about 50 milliliters, which is way more than the other two materials. So we definitely know now that a sponge is more absorbent than a paper towel and wax paper. When you do this experiment, see if you get the same results, and let me know how it goes. Here's the science. Today we explored further some of the properties of matter. We did an experiment where we tested the absorbency of different types of matter. Knowing the properties of matter really helps scientists understand more about the world and what objects can be used for and what they can't be used for. Certain types of matter are suited to certain jobs and others are not. In our experiment, we tried to see which piece of matter was better at picking up liquid. We tested wax paper, we tested a paper towel, and we tested a sponge. Matter has different properties and uses. For example, you can drink water, but you cannot drink a rock, nor would that be useful in any way. However, you can build a house out of rock, but you can't build it out of liquid. Knowing these properties of each type of matter in the world helps scientists and engineers determine what the best piece of matter to use for an object is. We can also learn more about combining types of matter and making other things from matter when we know more about their properties. Even though scientists know a lot about the world, there are still things that we learn about matter to this day. We don't know everything about all the types of matter in our world, and scientists are constantly doing experiments and tests and learning more and more about the matter that's around us. What result did you get in your test? Which material was the most absorbent? That's it for today. See you next time.